Hey everyone. So I've come to notice that there really aren't any PvE guides for Windwalker monks out there right now, and since there's been a major update, that's a bit of a problem. There's innumerable PvP guides and videos, but very few sources that show the best playstyle for Windwalkers. Therefore, I've decided to put together a quick guide on them considering the extreme changes, as well as the new players coming into the spec. Do keep in mind that the spec may still be changed through hotfixes, and that this all applies to the Legion pre-patch. Also keep in mind that this is mostly based on my opinion, as I've been playing around with the spec for a little bit, and there aren't a lot of sources to go by right now. First, I'd like to go through the talents, as they affect the playstyle immensely. Quite a few talents change based on the fight, but I will only be going through the basics here, and put up a more advanced guide over the next few days. The Tier 1 talents consist of Chi Burst, Eye of the Tiger, and Chi Wave. Currently, the best two talents to take are either Chi Burst for when going against multiple mobs, or Chi Wave for single target. Eye of the Tiger simply does not do enough damage to be viable. The Tier 2 talents are Chi Torpedo, Tiger's Lust, and Celerity. Talent choice here is really up to you since it's all movement based, but from a raider's standpoint, Tiger's Lust is best for a quick movement speed increase for yourself or for another raider. For Tier 3, we have Energizing Elixir, Ascension, and Power Strikes. All three of these are good options, with Energizing Elixir giving instant chi and energy, Ascension giving quicker energy regeneration when you don't have the haste, and Power Strikes allowing Tiger Palm to give 3 chi every 15 seconds, which is important for a set rotation. Personally, I use Power Strikes because I never seem to find a point where I need that extra energy or the extra chi. However, you'll find a lot of sources and a lot of raiders use Energizing Elixir, so that way they can get the extra burst energy and chi to use for certain boss fights. Tier 4 is Ring of Peace, Dizzying Kicks, and Leg Sweep. The best choice here is Leg Sweep, as it is your only stun besides your CC paralysis. Dizzying Kicks can be used in PvP, but Ring of Peace is really not viable yet. Tier 5 is Healing Elixirs, Diffuse Magic, and Dampen Harm. These all really depend on how skilled you are with playing the Windwalker. Healing Elixirs give 2 charges of a 15% heal to use whenever you wish. Diffuse Magic is a defensive cooldown, which negates 60% of incoming magic damage for 6 seconds, and Dampen Harm, which reduces damage taken from hard-hitting attacks for a short duration. If you feel like you are taking a lot of avoidable damage, I would choose Healing Elixirs, but if not, Diffuse Magic is the best choice. Tier 6 is very important for your rotation as a Windwalker. Your 3 choices are Rushing Jade Wind, Invoke Zwen, and Hit Combo. As cool as it used to be, currently, Invoke Zwen does not deal anywhere near enough damage to be viable. Your 2 best choices will be Rushing Jade Wind for multi-target fights, and Hit Combo for single target and fights where ads are not up for longer than 5 seconds. The final talent tier gives us Chi Orbit, Whirling Dragon Punch, and Serenity. Right now, Chi Orbit does not do enough damage. Whirling Dragon Punch and Serenity are very close right now on DPS meters, with Serenity barely pulling ahead on some fights. But both these talents require different rotations and also depend on the composition of your raid. I don't expect Serenity to be ahead forever, and personally, I use Whirling Dragon Punch. One quick thing to remember is that Serenity replaces your new DPS cooldown Storm, Earth, and Fire. This can severely change your playstyle since you will no longer have Whirling Dragon Punch to add to your rotation. Currently, the stat priority for us is Versatility to about 10%, and then everything else being about equal, with Mastery pulling slightly ahead of the others. I'll now be going over a little of the basics of your rotation. Your base move to generate chi is now Tiger Palm instead of Jab. This is one of the main changes in patch 7.0. You'll be spending that chi on Blackout Kick as a filler move. The rest will be spent on Rising Sun Kick and Fist of Fury on cooldown. When both of these abilities are on cooldown, you'll be able to use Whirling Dragon Punch. Keep in mind this ability can hit all targets around you. Chi Wave or Chi Burst should be used when energy is low or used on cooldown to make sure all energy isn't spent. A new addition to a monk's rotation is Touch of Death. This ability has been reworked so now it can be used at any point during the fight, however it takes 8 seconds to activate. Use this delay to your advantage. As said before, your new DPS cooldown is Storm, Earth, and Fire. This ability was also reworked and actually functions better than you would think. Clicking it once activates your spirits and they attack everything around you, but pressing the ability again causes them to focus your target. Now for the biggest change for Windwalker monks, their Mastery. This affects their entire rotation as it allows the monk to do increased damage as long as the ability used is not the same as the ability used before it. This effect can be multiplied to even more importance with the use of hit combos, which enhances the damage increase. You will want to make sure not to use the same move twice with this talent. AoE has also changed immensely for us as Spinning Crane Kick has been reworked. It now costs 3 chi and has a special mechanic added to it, but I will discuss this in a more detailed guide later considering that its use can be a bit complex. Windwalker monks have also lost all but one of their defensive cooldowns, Touch of Karma. However, this defensive has also been nerfed, so it should be used very carefully and only when absolutely necessary. And that's about it. Those are all the basics that you'll need to know if you're just now revisiting the spec or just creating your new Windwalker. Obviously, that's not all there is to it though, so I'll get working on a more detailed guide as soon as possible and post the link at the end of the video. And when Legion comes out, we're going to have to deal with the artifact weapons, so I'll put another guide out once that happens. Hope you all enjoy Welcome the Winds, and I'll see you in the next one.